Detroit on this Saturday evening. If you're just starting to join, it's 8 o'clock or so, and we will be looking at snow showers continuing through about midnight tonight. You can tell here by radar that we are mainly looking at snow showers focused off into the northern half of our region. I want to join in. Hey everyone, I'm meteorologist Marissa Wallace, and to give you an update on this snow. First off, obviously a big change from what we had this time yesterday, where we were still sitting in the mid 50s, low to mid 50s across the majority of the region, and now we are looking at temperatures mainly in the upper 20s and low 30s. Now, snow at this moment is falling north of mainly I-94. However, we do have a little bit of snow trying to move in to Lenawee County, but the steadiest snow and the longest snow so far has been north of I-94. This is where already many spots have picked up a half an inch of snow, and we will continue to see the snowfall as we move into this evening, again through about midnight tonight. So about another 4 more hours of the snow showers rolling on through. Overall, this is not expected to be a big snowmaker, which is some good news, but we are looking at the snow to be impactful enough that if you have anyone that you know that's out and about this evening, it will be slippery out and about, especially on any untreated surface. Right now, we've had accumulation mainly not on roadways. Those have stayed on the wetter side. However, it doesn't take long before we do start to see just that thin layer of snow, and it does not take much to create some slippery driving conditions across the area. I'm zooming out and adding in a couple more radars here so you can see the snow. The back end of the snow is not too far away. It's actually now just about ending in southern Wisconsin and then almost across the Lake Michigan. Eventually we'll see that snow end as we continue to move into, again, midnight tonight. So about 4 more hours of the snow. Our temperatures have dropped, so we're no longer seeing kind of a misty rain that some of us did see earlier today, but we are mainly just looking at snow showers. And I want to show you here on Futurecast, I think this is doing a pretty good job of the snow. As we continue through tonight, we are going to be looking at snow showers as we move through 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock, but by the time we get to 12 o'clock, that is when we really will see very few showers continuing. Overnight tonight, we'll have just a few spotty snow showers, but most of us will be back to drier conditions. And we're going to start off Sunday with plenty of clouds across the area and eventually getting to some sunshine as we move throughout the afternoon. Now, the sunshine tomorrow is going to be a bit deceiving because it is definitely not going to be warm. Expect temperatures tomorrow to be even colder than today. I'll show you those in just a second. But let's jump ahead and take a look at snowfall expected. Again, it's not a big snowmaker, but it will be just enough that you might have to dust off your car and then maybe have to shovel in a few spots. You can see there is an area that is expecting about 1 to 2 inches of snow. This includes Lapeer down through Pontiac and then off towards Howell. Even Ann Arbor could get closer to a little bit more than an inch of snow. A majority of us are going to see up to an inch of some snow with this system. So still, a biggest concern is if you have to travel or if you know anyone that's driving out and about over the next few hours. It will be slippery as we continue to see the snow fall. Just because totals aren't that much does not mean that it's impactful, or not impactful I should say, because it is. So that's what we're looking at in terms of snow across the area. Let's take a quick look at temperatures. Tonight it is going to get cold, so snow kind of ends around midnight tonight. Again, I mentioned there will be a few spotty snow showers, but then by tomorrow morning we will be looking at breezy conditions. Winds will be out of the northeast a bit, but then we'll look at temperatures dropping into the teens in many spots and just a few spots holding in the low 20s. I did include the city of Detroit at about 22 degrees, which is about average for this time of year, but it is going to be chilly as you wake up tomorrow morning. We will have more clouds in the morning and then more sunshine later in the afternoon. High temperatures tomorrow will be struggling to make it to the freezing mark. So again, yesterday, we saw temperatures into the 50s, mid to upper 50s, even 61 was the high in Mount Clemens. Tomorrow, our highs are going to be about 30 degrees colder than that, so you will feel that chill across the area. The good news is that cold temperatures are not going to stick around very long. We're actually going to start our warm-up starting on Monday as we head back to work. It is going to be a cold start in the morning. We're back into the teens in many spots. We have a lot of sunshine, and that's going to help warm our temperatures above the freezing mark. More of us into the mid-30s Monday. Then as we get into Tuesday, we get even warmer, but this is going to be the start of a pretty active weather pattern for the rest of the week. You can see we have a rain-snow mix on Tuesday. That's depending on the track of the system. Better chance for snow will be north, rain farther to the south, but it really kind of depends on how far we can push the warm air to the north. The farther it goes north, the more of us will see rain. The lesser it travels north, the more of us will see snow or some sort of mix. So keep an eye on Tuesday. The timing right now does have this storm arriving after the morning commute, but I have seen some indication that this may impact the Tuesday morning commute, so something to watch there. And then the next couple of days do have chances for rain. And I will say it is not going to rain from Tuesday all the way through Saturday. No, we are going to see breaks in between, but there's about 3 storms that are going to come through, and the timing is still off. So that's why I kept the chance for all of them. Tuesday has the most agreement that we are going to see, again, the system come through. This is a look at the European model. Snow showers best north, rain showers farther to the south. That comes through, and then this is where the models kind of deviate. We're talking about Wednesday. I jumped ahead towards Thursday. I'm backtracked towards Wednesday here. So this is the European model. So this one has Wednesday fairly dry and has the developing storm still to our south. The GFS model at this point has the rain already in our region, so has a rainier Wednesday and not on Thursday, which is what the European model is doing. So Thursday, you can see a lot more moisture comes in, but by this point, the other model, again, has Thursday dry. So there is a second storm after Tuesday's storm. The question is, will it be more Wednesday or is it going to be more Thursday? So we'll keep an eye on that. Thursday's system, if this does pan out this direction, we may even have some thunderstorms too Wednesday night into Thursday. So if we'll see if it pans out that way. And then we have one more system, and this is also too where the timing is off. It's either going to be Friday or it's going to be Saturday. So we have 3 systems coming through, one for sure on Tuesday, and then the other 2 are either going to be Wednesday or Thursday, and then the other one's either going to be Friday or Saturday. So again, not going to rain constantly all day long, every single day towards the end of the week, but there is a chance that we'll see these systems impact the weather on those days. Now I want to backtrack because yes, the timing of the rain the second half of the week is still not solidified, but there is a strong signal that it's going to be warm towards the end of the week. So you can see already by Wednesday we're looking at highs near 50 degrees, and we will be looking at 50s at least as we head all the way into next weekend. I wouldn't be surprised to see a couple of spots get up to 60 or warmer, especially Friday, maybe even earlier than that too. And we may see that again on Saturday. So we are trending warmer, not only for the second half of this week, but also March itself has a good chance of being above average in temperatures. And then it is also looking like we'll have an active March. So we'll see. In like a lion, out like a lamb. That may happen. But we are starting spring. Meteorological spring starts tomorrow. Astronomical spring still about 3 weeks away. But we are getting into an active weather pattern in our future. Also some highlights here that I did not touch on. We do have a planetary parade. So if you look towards the sky, our best viewing is going to be Sunday night and potentially Monday night if the clouds don't come in too quickly. Those 2 nights, if you look towards the west just after sunset, you will see at least 4 planets with your eyes. However, if you have a telescope or binoculars, you may be able to see 6 planets all kind of in a row. So keep an eye out for that again, Sunday night and Monday night. And then Tuesday morning, there is going to be a total lunar eclipse. For us, we'll see if we can hold the clouds off. I think we're going to have quite a few clouds already in here Tuesday morning ahead of the rain-snow mix. So we might not be able to see this total lunar eclipse. But we'll see. But we've got some things going on. And then not to mention, about 7 days from now, we also have the start of daylight saving time. So that begins technically next Sunday morning, where we spring forward. So we lose an hour's sleep. So keep that in mind. A lot of things coming on for the first bit of March. But I just wanted to come on here to talk about the snow showers that are rolling on through. Again, we are looking at snow continuing. It'll eventually taper off closer to midnight tonight. There are some bands in here that are a bit more intense. We're looking at reduced visibility. And then biggest concern between now and midnight tonight will be slippery driving conditions, especially on any untreated surfaces. So keep that in mind as we continue through tonight. Overall, though, we're not going to see a lot of snow. Again, I want to pull up the snow map here. Most of us will be around a ½ an inch to an inch. There will be some spots that get 1 to 2 inches of snow, so you can see that kind of from Lapeer down through Pontiac, north of Ann Arbor, and then west. That's our best chance to have the 1 to 2 inches of snow. So maybe a little bit more shoveling there. I don't think the snow should melt by the afternoon tomorrow, even though our temperatures are only going to be in the upper 20s, but we're going to be close to the freezing mark, and there is going to be some sunshine in the afternoon. So if you're kind of hoping for a lazier Sunday, you might be able to get away with it. But of course, please help your neighbors and make sure that you help the sidewalks be clear so that they can walk to get where they need to go to too, or maybe you do need to go somewhere as well. So I just wanted to put that up there. I'll be back on tonight after basketball on 7. Also, you can tune into TV20 at 10. Basketball will go late tonight, but I'll have the latest and hopefully talking about how the snow is done. And then we'll get through the second half of the weekend before warmer temperatures and more storms are on the way. Not necessarily winter storms, but storm systems actually on the way as we head towards the second half of next week. All right, I'm going to leave radar up for a little bit longer here so you can see it. I'll take my face off there of the camera so you can look at that. Please, again, make sure that if you have anyone out and about that they are able to get home safely with the weather conditions out there. Overall, though, not a lot of snow, but just enough to be impactful yet again.